Okay, perfect competition. You need to know this graph. Long run equilibrium. I have here the market and the firm. You should pause this and draw it. Price and quantity in the market, and cost and quantity of output for the firm, for the X and Y axes. So you have your supply and demand. We've worked with that a bajillion times. Intersection is the market, price, and quantity. For the firm, however, the firms are price takers. So their demand curve becomes the price set in the market. So put your pen on the dot of equilibrium in the market. Note and write down demand in market downward sloping. Write that. Demand in market downward sloping. So put your pen back on the point and trace that price all the way over a dotted arrow line to the firm. Boom, that was me shooting the MR curve becomes that price. The firm has no control over price. If an AP question ever asks you anything about price in pure competition firms changing their price, it's wrong. They can't change their price. Now, the only way it can change is if, let's say, go back to the market. Demand shifts up. Draw where the new demand curve would be. Now mark the new equilibrium. Now trace that all the way over to the firm and price would be higher. But the firm has no control over that. In this case, it's called long run equilibrium because, write this down, MR equals ATC equals MC. Marginal cost equals average total cost equals MR. You also need to write above the firm that MR equals, this is Mr. Darp, that marginal revenue is the price, is the demand curve, and is average revenue. It's many things for this graph. Now I want you to add something underneath these graphs. So pause it if you have to, but add something underneath these graphs. The first thing to add is this. Allocatively efficient. Right? Allocatively efficient. In parentheses, write MB equals MC. Supply equals demand. Our marginal benefit is our demand curve. That's MR. Our marginal cost is our supply curve, MC. Those things equal each other. Society gets what it wants, the amount of goods that it wants. I also want you to write productive efficiency equals lowest ATC. You are at your minimum ATC curve. You know that because ATC and MC are intersecting. And ATC intersects at the lowest MC. ATC and MC intersect at ATC's minimum. So you're spending the least amount of money on cost on average than you have to. Those are key points, productive and allocatively efficient. Pure competition is the only graph that does this. So key facts. Profit maximization occurs at MR equals MC. This also determines the output. So for part B, MR equals MC. Relationship between MR and price, they're equal. Definition of average revenue. Put TR, total revenue, divided by quantity of output. Same thing as price in pure competition. So put equals price in pure competition. I'd pause it, write that down. In the short run, firms can earn economic profit. In the short run, you'll see a graph of that later. That means you are making profit. I'm stuttering here. That is greater than breaking even. Sorry. F, in the long run, they can only earn normal profit. That means breaking even. Why is this the case? Well, in the long run, they break even because of what we call, write this down, low barriers of entry. Go back to the market graph. Look at it. If you have someone sustaining economic profit, yay, we all want to join. Supply moves to the right. Then you can see, point to the new intersection, MR is lower, and now all of a sudden there are losses. So, we're leaving the industry. Supply moves back up. And that just keeps fluctuating. So in the end, because the supply curve can keep moving, because there's no barriers of entry, because firms can keep entering the market, it's going to continually shift like that and always hover around that break-even point for the firm. So you need to know that that is why. Draw these graphs, pause it, draw the first three graphs, economic profit. The difference between all these are just where the MR is. Wherever the MR is, that determines where, if you're making profit, losses, etc. Everything else in the graph is the same. You need to mark the rectangle of profit, though, on these graphs. So pause it, jot down the first three, and then hit play again. So the intersection of MR equals MC. Put a little dot there on your paper. I don't have one here. Once you do that, keep your pen on the paper. Draw a straight line down until, bam, you hit ATC. As soon as you hit ATC, draw a line over to your y-axis and shade in that rectangle. That is your range of profit. It should be a perfect rectangle from MR equals MC down to ATC. Go to the next graph. Put a dot where MR equals MC. It's the green and the pink line. Okay, bam, go up to ATC curve. Till it hits ATC, then you go over to the y-axis, and there is your rectangle of loss. Same thing on the shutdown point. The only difference is I've had that MR curve go below even the variable cost. You can sustain losses in the second graph and keep staying in business, but once your price is below even your average variable cost, you're done for. You got to shut down. Here's your break-even point again. Profit or loss, there is none because MR equals MC. To the ATC curve, we already had the ATC curve, so there's no profit or loss. When should a firm shut down? Number 2, when they can't cover their variable costs. 3, if economic profit is 0, what is accounting profit? Well, accounting profit is positive. Put this down as to why. Accountants only consider your explicit costs. An economist, for calculating economic profit, calculates implicit and explicit costs. So they throw in some extra costs to make you look, make your gains look less than they are. So if economic profit is 0, your accounting profit is still positive. If economic profit is $5, well, your accounting profit has to be positive, etc. So make sure you understand that as well. And Brian and I's wedding cake flavor are going to be chocolate and vanilla with buttercream filling. Come tell me that. And